Hey guys, this is Tide Force Games, and I'm back to your reaction to Death Battle, Flash versus Quicksilver. I cannot wait for this one. Although, Flash is going to win. There's no doubt. Flash is going to win. I love Quicksilver, but Flash is OP. I'm sorry, but he has a lot more power than most people give him credit for. He's just OP. Let's just jump right in now.
This episode of Death Battle is brought to you by Warcraft, from Legendary Pictures and Universal Pictures, and based on Blizzard Entertainment's worldwide phenomenon.
Two heroes are set on a collision course that will decide the fate of their family, their people, and their home. A spectacular saga of power and sacrifice in which war has many faces, and everyone has something to fight for.
Warcraft comes to theaters June 10th. Watch the trailer at www.warcraftmovie.com. Tickets are now available on Fandango, and I better see you there. No, really, I'm so excited. It's gonna be cool.
Here we go.
A long, long time ago, mankind began to walk.
And then we ran. And ever since that moment, we've been pushing speed to its very limit.
Yep.
Or in this case, past the point of absurdity.
Yep.
Flash, DC Comics Scarlet Speedster.
And Quicksilver, Marvel's fast-talking Avenger.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Alright.
From Wonder Woman to Superman, there is no shortage of DC heroes capable of achieving superhuman feats. But only one is truly synonymous with speed itself.
Yep.
The Flash.
But before he became the Flash, he was only known as Barry Allen.
Yep.
Like many superheroes, Barry's lacking in the whole living parent department.
One day, after returning home, he discovered his mother had been murdered, and his father had been wrongly convicted of the crime.
Knowing Dad was innocent, Barry vowed to clear him of the crime and became a forensic scientist for the Central City Police.
Yep.
What? Dear old Dad died before Barry could set him free.
Yeah.
Wrapped with grief, this only strengthened Barry's resolve to find his mother's real killer.
And on one fateful night when he was doing some sciencey stuff,
Lightning.
he got struck by lightning and then fell into some chemicals.
Now, normally, this would be incredibly fatal.
Yeah.
But since this is comic books, Alan was imbued
Yep.
with the power to move his body at incredible speeds and became the Flash.
Probably the most absurd origin story, like, you know, of getting his most absurd getting his powers, but I'm not complaining. He's awesome.
Enhanced strength, the ability to absorb kinetic energy from others, a brain that works faster than a supercomputer, and the ability to throw lightning.
To do any of this, Flash draws his power from the Speed Force, an extra-dimensional energy source which, when synced with the living being's bioelectric field, amplifies and distorts their perception and placement in individual time versus time outside their own field.
What?
In layman's terms, it's kind of like the Force in Star Wars, but instead of Jedi tapping into its power, it's comic book speedsters.
Oh.
I see.
Alright.
Think of it as its own dimension that the Flash can use as a power source and also enter on his own whim. Plus, it's pretty handy for getting the Flash out of jams when an author writes him into a corner.
Sure. Also, while other speedsters
Yeah.
like Max Mercury and Wally West use the Speed Force, Barry is actually the one who generates it. And boy, can he do some ridiculous stuff.
When push comes to shove, he can easily break the speed of light, over 670 million miles per hour.
Wow.
He once rescued everyone from a collapsing apartment building, then used the public library to learn everything he needed to rebuild the whole place. And he did it, all before
Wow.
Trump showed up. Oh,
Wow.
he can run on clouds.
Apparently, he does this by vibrating his feet in such a way that the ice crystals within the clouds are collected underneath him to provide footholds.
Wow.
Which is an affront to science.
Speed Force.
Anyway,
I knew he
his
could be,
brain is
you
fast
know...
enough to perceive events in less than an attisecond. He once
Whoa.
called the Justice League supercomputer slow, which, by the way, process at 100,000 trillion calculations a second.
What?
The Speed Force also absorbs damage like a shield, because at this point, what can't it
I mean, I knew Flash was OP, but
Probably. He was
jeez.
once blown up by enough grenades to send him flying into a tree, breaking it in half.
To snap a tree like that requires at least 70,000 pounds of force.
Whoa.
Ouch! But he was up and running around in no time thanks to Speed Force healing.
Right, like the time he got stabbed through the leg, but minutes later stood up and ran fast enough to outrace a nuclear blast and break the time barrier. Yes, I said time barrier.
Did you ever hear the phrase New 52? Like where DC rebooted its whole universe and everyone's backstories?
Yeah.
Yeah, Flash did that. All of it. Batman's dad told him to.
You'd think time travel would be an awesome skill to have, but not really in Flash's case. While well-intentioned, his hot-headed time-hopping adventures usually end up making things worse.
Like when he tried to save his mom's life and ended up ruining the entire universe instead.
Oh.
Break the sound barrier and there's a sonic boom. You broke the time barrier, Flash. Time boom. Ripples of distortion radiated out through that point of impact, shifting everything just a tiny bit.
Oh.
But enough.
Also, it is possible for others to disrupt
Man, I
Flash's
need to see the
connection
Flashpoint
the
Paradox
Speed
movie.
Force, making him lose his abilities.
But with fast healing, time travel, extra dimensional power, he's done a lot for a guy who can run really fast.
What? All right, just a second, guys. And we're back. Let's jump right back in. All right, Quicksilver, impress me.
An amazing man once said, "To achieve great things, one must sacrifice stability and push one's limit past sanity." And few people embody those words better than Quicksilver.
Wait, who said that?
Yeah, who did?
I did last week when I got my sweet new dune buggy and
Oh.
jumped that lake.
He just said, "Hold right here," and drove it straight into the water.
Oh.
Come on, stay on topic. Quicksilver goes fast.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And I guess your fake quote kind of applies because Quicksilver's life has been anything but stable. I mean, his origin story is absolutely insane.
I know.
Convoluted. I guess that's what happens when competing movie studios both inadvertently own the rights to the same character.
Yeah,
Yep.
don't worry, I got it. Basically, Quicksilver and his twin sister, the Scarlet Witch, were born Pietro and Wanda to a pair of gypsies named Django and Maria Maximoff. But as babies, they were kidnapped by a guy they call the High Evolutionary. He experimented on the two children and then returned them to their parents. Only now they had super cool powers. But Pietro and Wanda were later tricked into believing that they were the mutant children of Magneto, abandoned by their mother and handed off to gypsies by a cow lady midwife.
What the hell?
What?
You know, it doesn't even matter. They're the kids of gypsies, and they have super cool powers.
Yep.
Well, with all the instability in his personal life, it's no wonder Pietro Maximoff has been known to bounce from alliance to alliance. Like when Magneto
yeah.
saved him from an angry mob, he joined the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, where Magneto gave him his sleek costume and his new name, Quicksilver.
But when Magneto got his ass kicked, Quicksilver joined the Avengers. Because what's loyalty when you can't even keep track of who your dad is?
Yeah.
I wish I at least knew where my dad was, though.
Probably as far away as possible.
Mhm.
Well, one benefit in all this hopping back and forth across the line in the sand is that Quicksilver's had training and experience from both sides of the spectrum, from the likes of Captain America to Mastermind.
But really, when you're fast enough to disappear in the blink of an eye, who wouldn't want you on their team?
Yeah.
After all, Quicksilver is all about speed. He can heal fast, think fast, learn fast, and of course run around really freaking fast.
He can run around an opponent so fast he forms a tornado, sucking away the oxygen and suffocating them.
Oh
He
yeah.
can easily run on water and maintain speeds of more than 700 miles per hour for extremely long periods of time. And if things are looking serious, he can crank it up even further and become fast enough to outrun a radio wave.
Radio waves are a kind of electromagnetic radiation, and thus travel the same speed as light, meaning
Oh.
Quicksilver can run well over 670 million miles per hour.
Much like Wiz seeing himself in the mirror every morning, Quicksilver has survived some pretty terrifying things.
Yeah, hey, he has
Wow.
taken a hit from some of Marvel's strongest heroes, including Hercules, the god of strength himself.
He
Oh.
doesn't even flinch at the destructive shockwaves made by his own speed. And one time, he ran up a mountain so fast, he accidentally feet down into the ocean and survive. Man, that's crazy to think about.
Speaking of thinking,
Yeah, the thing is,
his brain can process and retain information
he's
so
really
quickly
awesome,
that
and
he
he's doing
memorized
all these
Beethoven's
amazing things,
Moonlight
but
Sonata by ear and
I think
can play
Flash
it
can do all
himself
those things and
in
more.
Just about a minute. A feat which takes an average person years to perfect.
Despite having a taste for calming and refined music, he's incredibly impatient and has been known to lash out in anger and annoyance.
Why does that sound familiar?
You shut your mouth before I shut it for you!
I rest my case. Quicksilver
Wow.
also has a tendency to run headfirst into danger without thinking things through.
Rest your case? I'll rest your case!
All right, just don't trip on that.
That hurt my balls!
oh,
Finish the rundown!
Well, despite his brashness,
Okay.
Quicksilver is a tragedy-hardened speed freak who I wouldn't cross for even a second.
Oh, I get it. You're supposed to stop me. Go ahead, try. Next time, try a little harder.
yeah.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
It's time for a death
The
battle!
battle! And continuing this next part, alright? Oh man, still think Flash is gonna win, but Quicksilver's gonna put up quite the fight. So yeah, till next time guys, see ya.